Hi, in this video I'm going to give a brief description on how I steer a bus. I'll explain my hand position, my grip on the steering wheel, and the steering techniques I use when driving a bus. I'll also mention some of the common bad driving habits I avoid. If the steering wheel was a clock face, my hand position when driving is in one of these three positions: the 10 to 2 o'clock position, the quarter to 3 o'clock position, or the 20 to 4 o'clock position. My hands generally stay in the quarter to 3 or 20 to 4 o'clock position, as this allows me to keep my posture upright, which reduces fatigue. My grip is loose with the rim of the steering wheel resting against my palms and my fingers and thumbs remaining outside the steering wheel. And while driving, I keep both hands on the steering wheel to maintain control of the vehicle. There are three steering techniques that are used by drivers. The push-pull technique is the one I use most often when driving, and is usually recommended by driving instructors and preferred by some bus operators. This technique allows both of my hands to remain in constant contact of the steering wheel during a turn, and it forces me to operate at slower speeds when cornering and driving around roundabouts, providing a more comfortable ride for my passengers. I use this technique most often when driving a bus with a large steering wheel. I sometimes have to use the hand-over-hand technique if I've approached a corner or turn too fast, and I'm required to turn the wheel quickly. I'm required to cross my hands over each other to continue the movement of the steering wheel during the turn, which means for a brief moment I only have one of my hands on the steering wheel as I bring the other hand over the top to grab the wheel to continue the turn. Palming is usually not recommended when driving, as the bus is only being steered with one hand. The only time I would palm a steering wheel is if I had to use bus controls while driving. For example, if I'm driving a manual bus and I'm required to steer around a corner while changing gears. Ideally, I try and select the appropriate gear before starting the turn to allow me to use one of the other two techniques. No matter what steering technique I use, I usually turn the wheel slowly. If I turn the wheel too fast when cornering, I increase the chances of the bus mounting the curb and potentially striking a pole, guardrail or pedestrian. When driving, I avoid reaching inside the steering wheel to grip and turn the wheel. I don't drive with my hands resting on the inside of the steering wheel or the spoke. I also avoid driving with one hand on the steering wheel. I ensure both hands remain on the wheel and on the outside of the rim.